Hello, I'm William from Ligadata. Today I'm going to show you how to run a cluster installation of Kamanja version 1.4.2. In this example, I'm going to do it locally, but I will walk you through the configuration required to do as many nodes as you desire. So in the prerequisites, you should have passwordless SSH enabled on all of your machines. If you don't, you'll have to type in the password an awful lot. So I recommend that you do that. If you don't know how to do that, the way I do it is I go to this website right here and follow these steps, and it'll let you know very plain and simple how to set that up. You should have the binaries downloaded already here in my downloads folders right where they are. I'm going to install them in my home/programs directory, Kamanja. You also need Zookeeper, and in my case I'm going to be using HBase. You need those running in order to run the cluster install. So the first step, I will untar the binaries locally. Now the idea would be that normally if you were just doing this on a single node, you would just untar the binaries and you'd be done. But if you want to do a cluster install, you untar them from some source machine, and then you go into Kamanja-1.4.2_211 or 210 if you download the Scala 210 binaries instead, and then you go into the cluster install directory. First thing that we need to do is go through all of the configuration files and set them up so that they are proper for our environment. In this case, I will be using HBase. My schema name will be Kamanja, and I'm expecting HBase to be local, although I don't recommend you use localhost in an actual environment. These items that I'm deleting are all related to HBase's Kerberos authentication, but since I don't have Kerberos set up at the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and remove those. I will replace all of these installed directory placeholders with where I actually want them to be. And I will replace Scala installed directory with the location of with the home of Scala on my machine. This should be the same for all of your machines that you're installing on. Java Home, I'm doing the same. And that should be it for this one. Let me double check one more time. Service host isn't necessary for this. And here I will do the same. Search and replace of installed directory. In this case, users, William, programs, Kamanja. You should make sure that your Zookeeper connection string is correct. For me, it's localhost, as well as all the HBases. You will notice here that I have a single node configured here, whose node IP address is localhost at the moment. But if I wanted to install this on multiple nodes, I would have to configure this first to have 3 items with 3 different node IDs and 3 different node IP addresses. Currently, we're expecting that every node, every machine that you install Kamanja on has the same install directory. So trying to do this multiple nodes on one machine isn't going to work. So if you want to add node ID 2, all you would have to do is copy this JSON here and create as many as you want. Other than that, you should also check all of your adapters to make sure, if you're using Kafka, make sure that the host list and the topic names are appropriate for your environment. All right. So with that, I will now run the cluster installer driver utility. If you just run java-jar without any arguments provided, you will get a usage example here. You'll notice that you must choose upgrade or install. In this case, we'll use install. You must supply the metadata API config, the cluster config, the location that you currently have the binaries. They should still be compressed, and the version of Scala that you intend to install. New to 1.4.2 or 1.4.x, you need to also provide the tenant ID and a file containing adapter message bindings. And I will show you the default ones to add if you're just doing a fresh install. So we'll do --install --API config, which should be locally. And we'll pass in our cluster CFG metadata API config.properties --cluster config, which is also in the same directory. --2 Scala, which should be version 2.11 for me. We also need the tarball path, which for me is in downloads, Kamanja -1.2, 1.4.2 underscore 2.11.tar.gz. We'll also add tenant ID as tenant1 and adapter message bindings. And that directory will actually be /config for relative to where I am. And we will go ahead and do system messages adapter binding and enter. And with that, you should be, what we're doing here is the cluster installation. We'll go through and find all of the wonderful little prerequisites, Kafka, Zookeeper, HBase, and it will make sure that everything is installed and running, and then it will copy the binaries and extract them on all of the nodes that you have in your cluster configuration, and then it will be done. In this case, we've run into a little error. Kafka for IP localhost is not healthy. So as you can see, if your Kafka is not running, that will fail. So we're going to go ahead and just start Kafka again real quick. And now that that's running, we'll go ahead and run the same command all over again. And this time it should find Kafka and it should succeed in the installation. Just like that, you're all done. To verify our installation, we're now going to go to our installed directory, users William programs, and take a look there, and you'll see two things, Kamanja and Kamanja underscore 1.4 underscore date time of the install. What this does is creates a Kamanja folder that actually links to the actual installation directory, so that if you ever upgrade to the next version of Kamanja, this directory will be preserved, a new directory will be created, and the link from Kamanja will be redirected to the new installation. And you can see these links by doing ls-lrt and see that Kamanja is linked to users programs users William programs Kamanja underscore 1.4. And now you've got a installed cluster. If you try this on multiple nodes, go ahead and SSH over to each of your nodes and verify that all the directories are there, and that's it.